That's me right now. We're back here with Yume Nikki. That took like 16 tries, which we may be beating today. We may be beating Yume Nikki today because we have 23 of the, what we learned last time, are 24 effects. I'm not allowed in my house. Oh, that was weird. Help, I've been locked out. I did not, as I said I would probably, as I said I would try to, last time, make a list of where we found each effect. But let's just do it sort of off the cuff now. So the frog you can find in a few places. That one's a little trickier to determine. The umbrella you find in the rainy bit. I'm sort of blowing through it to see which areas we've gotten a lot of effects from and which ones we haven't gotten many from. The hat and scarf we got from rockets, which is this rockets? Which one's rockets? It's this one's rockets, right? No, this is darkness. Which bloody one is rockets? Oh, it's this one, isn't it? There we go. And then we got snow one from the snowy place, which is this one, right? Damn it, no, wait. It's this one. I'm so good at remembering. Kitchen knife we got from the darkness, right? I think so. The eye palm we got from... well, the one with the eyes. Fatten we got from the boardwalk, which you can get to from Red Heck. So that's either the neon place or the forest that gets you there sort of quickly. The short of fire you got from the candles. This one here, because you can hear it running around. The flute you get from the subway, which you can get to for a few ways, but chiefly from the super weird and wibbly place with all the faces, where there's also the bike. Neon you get from Neon Land. Faceless Ghost you get from that sewer that you get to from the area with all the totems. The severed head we got from the guillotine place last time in the numbers place. Towel you get from the bottom of the ocean. How do you get to the bottom of the ocean? How do you get to the bottom of the ocean? I can't remember. It's not just one of the doors, is it? No. How the hell did you get to the bottom of the ocean again? Can't believe I'm blanking. We've been there so many times. Work. Okay, never mind. The cat you got from the beginning of that place with all the people with the shields. The lamp you find in the numbers place in the side room that leads to the door with all the lamps. Basically, you also get in the weird place with all the faces where you get where there's also the elevator. Long hair and blonde were both in the totem place. Pooh hair. This is in the room that's on fire in the teleporty beds. Spirit headband we went at that long bit at the end of the ocean. Oni you get from the 8-bit place. And traffic light you get from the forest that you go that's all weird. You know, the one. But not this forest. This forest, there's the frog. This forest still feels somewhat unexplored to me. Now that we've got the lamp and the severed head from the numbers place, I feel pretty confident we've checked that. Neon, there might be something that's being hidden there. There's a teleport to Red Heck and there's the neon there, but the teleport to Red Heck brings you to a lot of other places, so maybe that's all that's there. In rockets, we found the hat and scarf, and there's a teleport to the bleached out place, which we didn't find an effect in, if I'm right. Which still seems a little sketchy, but I didn't find anything there, so I don't really know what to do about that. The umbrella... where was the teleport in this place? But also, while it's on my mind, I was thinking there was that place that we went in the 8-bit land where there was someone standing in front of something that looked very important, and I didn't want to stab them to get them out of the way of it in case it wasn't anything, and that would be a horrible way for them to die. But now we know that you can beckon people with the lucky cat. So perhaps we bring the lucky cat to the 8-bit place and we'll find something. Ah, this is how you get to these woods, right? Okay. I'm still so sad that the coin that this one has doesn't let you use these vending machines. There must be something about them, though. Or maybe, well, I mean, version 0.01, or no, 0.10 alpha, which I still don't know if that's for real or if that's just part of the spook. So there's plenty of stuff that I could find it fair that it is unfinished. The darkness place, that's also, what's the teleport there? That's how you get to the ocean, right? There's the big sort of marble or ivory archway or whatever it is. In snow, I don't remember what the teleport is. Oh, that's how you get to the sort of cotton candy colors land, which we haven't actually ever found an effect in, and that is majorly suspicious, because there was a room you could get to at the end there. So we should check that out. And if I'm not able to find anything with all these leads, and then trying to lure that person away from that fossil-looking thing that we found in the 8-bit temple, then I will use a guide by the end of this episode to get the last one. Hello, Yokio, what was the Snow Woman? Right, because this is the one that does this, and we never found an effect in this place, so that, given how huge and important looking it is, seems important. I'm given to understand that the bike allows you to actually move the same speed in water as the frog does, so we may as well just keep it on this whole time. I just need to do slightly more landmarking than I did last time I was here, where I kind of got bored and left. Because we were able to get back up onto that thing with all the weird sort of rings in the shape of evergreens at one time. I just need to be slightly more patient with my landmarking, and we'll be able to get back up there and see if there's anything useful to do there. Now that we have almost all the effects. I remember it being one balloon in the middle of, like, around no landmarks. It was just in the middle of the vast waist-high sea. Aha! Green balloon in the middle of nowhere. I bet you're the one. Yes, there we go. Okay, right, okay. And you can get into here. Let me just verify that there's nothing else going on any other way here. I don't think we found anything else here. And if there could very well be an effect in this place. There could also not be. That's typical, but, you know. We were here before, a long time ago, way before we had a lot of these effects, and I think perhaps even before we knew that the one key did anything extra, so that wouldn't be a bad time to have another look. There's someone sitting here, right? Hello, I have ordained that we're friends now. They've got a desk not unlike my own, and a bed, which I'm not permitted to enter for one reason or another. Didn't we find a light switch somewhere in here? Oh right, there's a light switch over here. Does that, what does that change, if anything? Changes the music, pretty. If you do it a whole bunch, does stuff happen? Doesn't seem so. Right, well, I'll try my effects, but provided nothing happens, we'll move on. So nice to meet you again, though. I'm sorry. I assume I stabbed you at some point. I had a penchant for doing that for a time. I apologize if that was the case. Frosty the Madotsuki was a jolly soul, they say. Tried to pry your effects from your dead cold hands. That's what I will do today. Or not. Do you like music? Ba-da-da-bop, 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 boodly-doo, boodly-doo. Look what I can do, whoa! Hey, I should have quit while I was ahead. Excuse me, I'm sorry, that's very rude. You ever wanted a pet cat? Ding ding! Wanna buy this bike off me? I mean, I'll need it to open a portal to hell in a minute, but I see you've got some long hair. Let me sniff it. I'm less sharply blonde than you, but that's fine. Woo! Woo! Your house is haunted! Whoa! Listen to that storm kicking up there. Ah, you should probably turn your desk lamp off and open this cabinet, which I know you're hiding an effect in. Actually, hold that thought. Okay, you can go. Very well. Sorry for taking up your time, my friend. We're still on for Tuesday, right? I don't think they're gonna watch Forrest Gump with me. Very well, then. Let's try the similar trick on using the beckoning cat to... This is the wrong spot. To move that NPC out of the way in the 8-bit temple. And I think you get to the 8-bit place by going through the elevator to... And then back around to that little... Yeah. You know, that. Ding. Let me in, please. Through here. Hello, frog. Through here. Through here. Up here. Well, let's test now. Can we beckon... Does the beckoning cat work the way I expect it to here? Yeah, it seems to. I don't have a coin here, so I just go... Oh, no, there is a coin at the bottom there. I saw the tail going up and down, and I thought it was her hand going... Oh, the 8-bit cat is so cute! But for efficiency's sake, let's get the bike. This game really is masterful, because it's like... Absurdist is the wrong word, because I think that's a philosophical movement rather than an artistic movement. Ah, I found the place. But it really is, I had someone in the comments to say that this game is precisely what you make of it, and I think that's absolutely accurate, and what it gets absolutely right is not telling you, not leading you to too much. Okay, so I can move you out of the way. Is this a thing, though? This, whoops. Oh, that's cool that this thing is styled in 8-bit as well. Wow, twirling the umbrella is loud. Hi, bum. I don't know why the 8-bit one is really cracking me up. If that wiki was right, and there are only 24, and this list seems weirdly shaped then, because one of them is gonna go like here, and then there'll be like these two just kind of trailing. Looks like this doesn't do anything. I sort of figured if you stood in front of it where this person was, that you'd be able to learn something new from it, but seems not. So we'll go out that way. Just checking if there's anything interesting new in the real world since we've been doing stuff. Oh, all looks normal to me. God, this is such a tall apartment building, too. I'd be very nervous living in it if I were her. I really very much do want to know if you bring the chair into the 8-bit world, if there's an 8-bit chair scooch, but it would take a considerable amount of time. There probably is an 8-bit chair scooch. At least as far as this list is shaped, it does look like there's room for just one more, doesn't it? Right, well, those were the things I kind of had higher hopes about, was the person in the pastel world and moving that person out of the way of that sort of statue thing. And since that didn't pay off, I suppose we'll have another look around at some of the areas we've already been, the ones we didn't find too many effects in. But that may be the extent of my usefulness. I might have to use a guide for the final one as well. Sorry if that's a bit of a letdown, but I'm pretty pleased with the 21 we got. I mean, honestly. Oh, it's including the tutorial as an effect. So wait, in reality, we only have 22, is that right? So we're actually missing 2, which would make the list in the 8-bit world make sense, I guess. Sorry, I only just came into that realization. And check the areas in darkness again. So in reality, we found 20 of the 24 by ourselves. My mistake, sorry. This looks sort of like a hand shape as well, doesn't it? Very interesting. Oh, the knife is in between both of the hands. Now that's weird. In a really cool way. It's like an ancient shrine dedicated to this kitchen knife. Built out of a child's long-lost memory of a parent telling them this is very important, it's not a toy, don't play with it. Maybe that's why it's enshrined between two godlike hands. Maybe. What is it meant to tell us? Perhaps that we are too harsh in admonishing our children, that we should seek to nurture curiosity while keeping them safe, rather than dashing their hopes by telling them that everything is scary and dangerous, even though it actually is. Knives are scary and dangerous. I'm checking this one again because it's, we know it's possible for two to appear in these kind of rooms, like it did in the mural room. I'm curious if I can get the people having their beach party under the ocean to notice me with the cat. Man, it would be so interesting to see an image view of the entire map of each of these maps later once we're done the game, just to know how often I walked by important stuff. Right, okay, I feel like I've come to this place really. I'm gonna check out the bottom of the ocean and see if moving them with the cats does anything. Cat singular. Feed the kitten your onigiris! I want rice! Very good then, I have combed a number of areas that I felt necessary to comb. It is time for us to return to the wiki and find the two effects, I think, too, that we've been missing all this time, and how embarrassed we should be that we missed them. I believe the last one we looked at was the severed head last time, is that correct? Going from the top to bottom, in this list anyway? No, it must have been beyond that, because some of these we haven't seen. Lamp, bicycle, long hair, we were at least as far. I think long hair was probably it. Here we go, so there's long hair, then poo hair, then blonde hair, triangle kerchief / spirit headband. Madotsuki wears a triangle kerchief as a tiara, symbolizing death in Japanese culture. Fun! In the ghost form, Madotsuki is invisible to NPCs. Oh, so you don't go through them, but they can't chase you, I guess. Ah, no, this is one we don't have. Witch. Location is the Witch's Island. Now, what and where is that? Whoa, connects to a whole bunch of areas that we haven't seen. So there's a way to get to... Ah, okay. So from these woods, you can get to there. Now, how does that go? All right, I at least have a heading now. Somewhere in the woods that I just was, there is another place that we have yet to go. You have to get to the dense forest where the dead person is that you get the stoplight from. So you go down here. And to get to those dense woods, I believe it was just a left, right? Because right brings you to the bottom. No. Left loops infinitely here. You want to go right. Oh! Okay. Now something that they just said on the wiki makes sense to me. So if you go right from here, it brings you to here. And this is the bit that's infinite and loops. And what they said was the length of time you spent here determines whether the manhole cover in the next room is open or not. I didn't read further than that, so I don't know if you're supposed to spend a lot or a little time. Let's try spending a lot of time. Let me just go for like 5 minutes. Oh, wait. Actually, I don't think we want to go to that place anyway. So maybe that's not the thing. Because that brings you to a different place altogether. So let's just start by going left from here. And somewhere around here apparently is a passage to some other dense woods. It says something about it only being accessible by train. So, meaning you have to go along these tracks or something? But I could have sworn we tried going along them very many times. They said there's a bit where it gets very dark and you're covered by spooky eyes. Right, okay, so that's open because we walked over that thing a whole bunch of times, but I don't think we need to do... Oh, does that bring you out to that bit where there was that tentacle that we couldn't get to? Alright, well, let's not get distracted. Oh, but I so want to look. Let's go. Oh, this is new and weird. Wait, maybe we haven't been here. This must bring you out to the bit where we saw this thing. Right, this thing here. Oh, so we haven't been here. That opens if you... go farther along that endless hallway. That's so cool and weird. So through here, what might we find? Maybe we did go here at some time or another. You know, I was gonna say this seems vaguely familiar, but like, when does any of this? Yeah, no, I think we did see this before at some point, right? Fun. Glad we made the stop off anyway. They were like, it takes you to the white place with the thing with the quivering jaw, and I was like, I can't tell if that sounds familiar. Well, the mystery is solved to what's in the middle of that ring of, like, little mountains. That's cool. Let's make it snow. I could use a bit of snow right now. This seems like it should go to a place, but it never has for us. Oh, wait, what? You can go in a little bit here. But, like, it looks like a pathway and everything, right? Maybe if we follow along to the other side of this. But you can't really get past any of this. You know, it's weird. I do remember a part in a place sort of like this that gets dark at some point, though. So there must be a passage to it somewhere in this room that I'm just walking right by. Am I supposed to use some kind of effect to get through here? Oh, or unless there's an NPC staying in front of me blocking me. I have to lure them out this way. Doesn't seem so. Can I cut through the dense underbrush with my knife? Nope. Back to the wiki. How from here do you get to this mythical place you show? Oh, I see. You have to get no, sorry, it is this room, but from a different entrance that you get to the part that is dark. And the way you get to it is from hell, apparently, which is what we've been calling Red Heck. Very good. I say then that we try and find this place, pathway to the dark woods from Red Heck, which will lead us to this Witch's Island. I figured there would probably be somewhere in Red Heck that we had gone at some point and then not followed up on later. I do remember this Dark Woods place, not precisely from going there from Red Heck, but I totally remember it being a thing for realsies. But we obviously didn't go far enough into it if we didn't get this witch effect. I don't wander this place till I find my way. I was building maps for it long ago, but at this point, it seems pointless. Well, it'll probably be faster to just wander until we find the spots we're looking for. To be blunt. I was reasonably confident there were a few rooms here that we hadn't explored recently, but that we had explored at some other point, but having the confirmation boosts my confidence quite a bit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I got. So if I turn this on now, they're just going to be confused and wandering around like they have no idea I'm here. Oh, cool. Traffic light's probably more useful for getting around these things, because you can lure them into a spot and then freeze them there. Still cool. Ah, that's one we haven't been near in a while, isn't it? Or unless that's where we started. Strikes me as important somehow. Oh, that's the one that brings you to the thing where there's all the things with the little tails that you can hit and they spit out blood, right? Yes, that's exactly what this is. So I've hit almost every teleport except the one that brings to the Dark Woods somehow. Ah, that's probably the Dark Woods, isn't it? Because I believe I've been there in a very, very long while. You get to it by going not this way, but going back around the other way to the left. Okay, gotta get around down there somehow. Please connect in like 5 meters. Oh god, it doesn't connect soon. Wait, hold on, does it connect ever? Oh it does, but down to that thing there, so if I gotta get over to this, which means I have to go back around again. Okay. Alright, oh, okay, here we go, yep. Absolutely, positively, for sureness. You go up from here, and right, and then this loops back up on this, and once you're here you want to go like up and then back and left sorta, and this is not a dead end, it totally is. So instead you go back around this way and back into the left, and now you go all the way left, and then all the way up, and then all the way right. Done, did it! Yes. This, I believe, is the spot we want to be going. And it very shortly after this gets dark, is that right? And it's very possible that the first time I was here, I did not have the lamp. Although I kind of remember these eyes. No, you know what? We did get to the end of this room, but I don't think I did the thing you were supposed to do with it. Because I think I remember what comes next, but like very distantly. Because I saw a picture of it just now. And I was like, I don't ever seen that, but I think maybe I'm wrong in that we had seen it. Because I remember we explored this way early on. This was like episode 3 or some weirdness. Wasn't it? It's all coming back now, except for every detail of importance. I do distinctly remember coming out. When I saw the picture with no context, I was like, I've never seen that. But now that I'm thinking about coming out of this one bend here at the end and running right smack face first into a train car, I remember this absolutely. But apparently you can actually get in this, and I never did that. Which seems just ridiculous. I mean, I can't believe I would never have tried getting in. Really? Why would I not have? Oh, you can sit on the bench. That's fun. Oh, wait a moment. Maybe I did get in, but I didn't wait long enough. Does it just bring you... Oh, okay, so wait. Now does it bring you out some... Now have we gotten off and we're somewhere else? No, this is the same spot. Okay, so maybe you're supposed to wait. And I didn't wait patiently the first time I was here. I'll get on right next to my friend here. Hey there, buddy. See if the train stops at some point. Or maybe you just sit on it long enough. Maybe that was enough. And now now we go to the left. And we're at the Witch's Island. I would never have guessed that if you spent long enough, the left way opened up. Oh, that makes so much sense in a way. Hello? The music here is really normal. Oh, wow. Oh, majorly chills. Hi. Yeah, how's it going? It's me, Madotsuki. You know how it is. Just going along, doing my own thing, being me, not bothering anybody. That's not something I would do. Especially not in a place where everyone knows, well, which I guess is less spells and more brewing and maybe like the druidic magic, I suppose. Hey, Are you the people who twisted these tree branches to look like demons? Is that someone drowning? Come to shore! You'll be safe. Oh, no, you're fine. I thought you were someone with waving your hands in the air, but that looks like you're a mouth eating your own eye. That's normal and fine and good. Witches like cats, surely. I'm gonna be totally welcome here, I expect. Hello, tree. You whippersnappers trying to engrave your initials on my belly just because you think you young newlyweds own the world. Billy-doodly-doo. Witch! What does being a witch let me do? Sorry, become a witch incarnate? Is that what that said? Become a witch incarnate! Oh, I get a little broom! Oh, it doesn't let me float over obstacles. But that's cool and cute. Fun! Well, shall we call our business at this place concluded then? Or shall we, no, it doesn't look like there's much more to find. Very good then! Yeah. In that case, I shall now look up our final effect. If it's another place that you have to get to from Red Heck, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed in I don't really know whom myself, I guess. Next one on the list is, let me have a par list to compare. Next one on the list is, the Oni. Okay, so it's gonna be one of these last few here. Ah, now the last one, Buyo Buyo, also known as Squish Squish. Body becomes soft and squishy, change into a squishy blob. Oh, interesting. Do you think that has anything to do with, that sort of blobby thing in the sewers? Found in FC World B by interacting with Buyo Buyo. Oh, it's one of the 8-bit worlds. And what areas connect to it? The barracks settlement, the one-way arrive, and the FC house one-way access. So let's have a look. So somewhere in the 8-bit worlds. Okay, so from the barracks settlement, which is that place that I kept saying looks sort of like a trailer park or something. From here, you can exit to FC World B one-way access. Oh, sorry, FC World B, but it's only a one-way. Oh, wait, sorry, no. Okay, I see. So one-way arrive, you arrive at this place from the barracks by one-way. So really what I should be looking at is the barracks and seeing how, from how you get to the FC World B here. By talking to a certain priory who is randomly decided each dream, the player will be teleported to FC World B. Oh! Priory being the little citizens of that place? Yes, that's exactly what they are. Ah, the barracks settlement is also called the Ghost Town or the Shanty Village, by fans and the soundtrack, respectively. Very good. That's the wrong way. My apologies, Madotsuki. Did not mean to freak you out. Interesting. I could have sworn we talked to all the people in that village at some point or another. But it looks like I was wrong. Well, I guess we're going to see what all the eggs look like in a bit, aren't we? As I presume putting them all down here is how you get to some kind of exit. And ending. To the Dark World, then, so that I can head... Okay, it's just like... It's like a bunch to the right and just straight up is where you find the ocean, the bottom of the ocean, which they called, I think, the Wilds, just then when I was looking at that. Okay, I might have gone a bit too far right, or not far enough. Oh, right, I think it's a little bit farther right than you, my friend. And then just keep going up, and I'm probably looping around to the bottom around now. But I'll keep going up, and up, and up, and then just... Oh, no, I got that right, almost spot on. Right now, I still don't remember exactly how you're supposed to get to the barracks settlement, as they call it, from here. It's up from somewhere, but then also sometimes that brings you to the temple. Either that or those are two different rooms I'm just confusing all the time, which seems more on brand. Huh? Where am I now? Oh, this is it, must be. Because this is a big wide open room. Yes. So one of these people, if you speak to them, I guess I just never ever spoke to them all in one go. Which seems so unlike me, because we even tried to do that a little while back. Very good, so let's speak to them all. And one of them, apparently, will teleport us to this new area, which we will hasten to explore. So it is kind of like the bed, where there are some things that are randomized each dream. Unless they're including priory from other rooms. No, they said the only way to get to this next room was from this room, I believe. Hello, it's me, Madotsuki, ding ding, coming through. Trying to see myself into the next world, by which I mean awakeness. Aha! Wow! Hello, so you're kind of like the priory from the other world, I see. So from here, we can leave, I guess, is what I'm meant to be taking from this. Right, and there are more of these statue things. Some of them a little different. They have like ears and stuff. All right, now I see that they're not one of a kind, the one we found earlier. So somewhere around here, this is an island. I felt like there was more to this place, just like in another, but you had to get it from another entrance. So I'm glad where that's being resolved for us now. So somewhere around here will be an area we've yet to go, and we'll find this blobby thing. Because this, oh, actually this looks an awful lot like the place we did manage to explore though. No, it's not quite the same. It's definitely new. Well, there's another sort of settlement there. Shall we go have a look? There's nothing over here. But is there anything over here besides that settlement? Probably that's the only thing here, but I'd like to have a look around anyways. Confirm it. Make sure. Nope, it's... Oh no, there's another settlement here. Okay, so which one do we want to head to first? This one or the one that was way down there? Actually, let's confirm that there isn't a third settlement before I say something stupid. This is a much larger area. Feeling quite glad we got that bike when we did. At first, I was feeling a little sour that we got that one so late, considering how useful it's been, but I'm honestly, at this point, just counting my blessings. I didn't leave it to last before finding areas like this where you have to do a lot of traveling. Very well, let's have a look around here. Oh, a bunch of pyramids. Where am I? I'm at the bottom. Can we enter any of these? Pyramids are typically tombs, right? And judging by the somber tone of this place, perhaps this is what these are for as well. It does have the feeling of kind of a memorial, doesn't it? None of them appear particularly effective in terms of effects. So I shall pay my respects, hit the F key, and move on. Goodbye. Glad we went there first then, because presumably the progression style stuff we're gonna find is gonna be in the other one, which was roughly this way direction. Yeah, see it around this mountain range, and then back up this way. I would counsel against hanging around a village that's like half a kilometer away from a volcano, but they've also got a lake there, so that's the only fresh water in this entire place. I guess I can't blame them. As far as I can tell anyway. Unless that's also ocean, which would just be sad. Then I guess I'd have to run like an underground channel to the rest of the ocean, which would just be weird. Wow-wee. So this is the whole thing. Whoa, there's some stuff going on there. Hello? Right, could you be convinced to go away from that? Meow! You absolutely could, but actually before we lure you away from there to go in down those stairs, let's see if there's anything going on at these monuments up here. So I'm not from your culture. Is it cool to meow in this sacred place? I hope I'm not offending any of you people living here. Meow! Very good. These totems mean nothing to me, but I'm sure they are most treasured by you. Can you go in here? The path almost looks like it leads in here, doesn't it? It does not. Ah, you got out of the way. You're so kind. Thank you so much. I didn't even have to meow at you anymore. Right. Down here. Oh, it's almost like a mine. This looks very Pokemon, doesn't it? A little bridge there. Any twisty-turny paths. Ah, you must be the Puyo Puyo thing I'm looking for. Squish squish! Yay! I walk all blobby, do I? Is it exceptional? So that's 25 total. Very good then. Shall we drop them all off and see that an end to this never-ending nightmare? Is that what's going on now? I suppose so. No, 24 effects. My mistake. I want to see the blobby squish squish change into squishy blob while you're here. I got no bones! Very good. Time to drop all these eggs off here. The severed head one just got blood coming out the top. The bicycle one's really pretty. So what's the long hair one? They're kind of the same, actually, in style. The poo one just looks like a bee's nest, actually. These would make some cool Easter eggs, I tell you. As in actual eggs to be painted for Easter. The witch one is dope. Squish, squish, what does this egg look like? Ah, cool. And the traffic light? Nice. So now if we go out and come back in, I presume there'll be something going on in the middle? Oh, or maybe not. But maybe now that we've left all those effects there in their big ring, can we go out the door in the real world? I was pretty sure there was some form of ending you could get. We're not allowed out, are we? Shucks, then I might have to look this one up too. Sorry, I wouldn't rush it, but I do have some traveling to do tomorrow, so I need to finish up somewhat early today. At first, the simple act of dropping all the effects in the NEXUS appears to have no result, and there's no indication that anything has changed. Only when the plunger pushes onto the balcony in the real world does the nature of the ending become apparent. Now that's the most interesting sentence I have read in months. Oh. Oh my god! No, why is there a stepladder leading to the balcony? Hey, what the hell? Why? I did not have any perception. What am I to make of that? And why did those two onion things just come to stand over the splatter I left on the pavement? I probably shouldn't have done that, eh? But I guess that means we did it. Why did that happen? Well, much like the rest of the game, I suppose. Interpretation is absolutely everything. My knee-jerk reaction is, did she just feel like she'd done everything there was to do, considering she'd explored an absurd amount of worlds in her dreams? Like, the real world just wasn't enough to entertain her anymore? Or she'd spent so much time sleeping that she thought it would be better if she slept a little more eternally? She started to prefer the dream world or something? Or was it more that she just felt like she had to get out of that apartment and the door was like locked or something? And it's a much more straightforward explanation than I'm expecting. Well, explanation is a bit strong because I presume there isn't one really. Being that everything in this game is as you make it. Is my file still here? I didn't save before getting those two. But where did that thing come from? Also, it wasn't here priorly. Also, it is daytime right now. That's weird. Has it ever been daytime when we woke up? Or we're in the real world? I can't remember. Well, that was depressing and unsettling out of nowhere. I mean, a lot of it has been scary, but I've been able to... Or scary or disturbing, but I've been able to sort of bunker myself against the knowledge that she was in her dream. We did it! Yume Nikki has been beated. Let me just see on the wiki if there's any mention of, like, other endings? But with this game, I seem to doubt it. Some fans have theorized that the real world is actually another layer of the many dream worlds in the game, which would explain why her eyes always seem to be closed. How the set of stairs suddenly appears and why those weird jellyfish things show up. And that this is the only way for her to get out of this dream and back to the real world. Interesting interpretation. I desperately hope it's that and not any of the depressing shit I was thinking of. The ending of the game can also be interpreted as a reawakening of sorts, considering the many themes in the game as such as death, anxiety, and identity. It's possible that the ending could be interpreted as Madotsuki leaving behind a past self or a mindset in favor of a positive one. That's the old mindset. Everyone else is so much more optimistic than I was. Thank God. Well, I'm glad I spewed my interpretations of what it might mean. Dark as they apparently were compared to everyone else's before looking them up, so that my opinions were not tainted. But yeah, it's an interesting point, and some other people brought up that there are shoes on the balcony here, which and it's much more customary in Japan to take off your shoes upon entering a home. But why would they be on the balcony how would you get here from the balcony? So it seems more like someone took their shoes off to hop off the edge, and I guess out of the dream world. And back at, well, I don't know why you would take your shoes off. Oh, but I guess also you take your shoes off to go to the afterlife, theoretically. Anyway, sorry, end game review, I guess, because the game is dead. This game is wackily unique. It is so unique that it floors me at how unique it is. It is an incredible, sort of surreal thing. Not that it is only partially surreal. It is incredibly surreal, but that's only sort of what is incredible about it. It manages to create confusion and, like, a nightmarish setting without being random, per se. There are very clear themes that recur, and there are very clear images that recur, but in the non-traditional narrative structure, you might even go as far as to say it's not really a narrative, more just like a piece. In the same way a painting isn't exactly a narrative, but might hint at a story and themes. I forgot how I started this sentence. But it isn't random. It insists that you draw something from it. Whether that be simplistic or not, like whether you're just like, I don't know, it's weird and kids drawings turned into monsters. I think you could take a lot more away from it than that, and I certainly did. But it seems insistent that you take something from it of your own perception anyway. It's strongly themed, but not forceful in its direction. One of the themes I talked about several times and that they mentioned on the wiki's interpretations that I was reading there was that the idea of constantly swapping who you are for different purposes, much like Majora's Mask, it kind of has this vibe of like being on the cusp of learning who you are kind of dealio. And so you put on all these archetypes that represent other people and what they've done, but none of it's really you exactly. Because people aren't so easily fit into those archetypes. And in reality, you're probably some blend of fattened, faceless ghost and severed head and beyond. But so interesting, and you're tucked up in this apartment all by yourself, which again, like I said, that sort of juxtaposes you, who is apparently a child, with the adult idea of like owning a house and all that. Or a home. And so you very much get the sense of someone who is like on the cusp of adulthood. This is like a young teenager or something who is like dreadfully anxious about the prospect of it. And the only things you can do are write in your diary about your dreams, go to sleep and have dreams, or sit on the floor and play video games. You're not allowed, you're too anxious to go outside, or so it seems. Because it's not, you know what, it's not that the door is locked, really. It's that you refuse to leave it. So I definitely get the vibes of this like anxiousness of you know, identity, learning who you are, and growing up kind of thing. It's in a it's a surrealist painting video. It's a surrealist painting video game coming of age story, which is just so wild. My light is completely dead here. But shall I talk about the sort of the archetypal list of things I usually talk about at the end of a game? Sure. So let's start with gameplay. Non-traditional, I think we can agree. You go around collecting effects, the majority of which are largely aesthetic. Well, we can interpret this as collecting ideas and exploring identities, I suppose. Which makes it a pretty compelling collectible in that sense. And of course there are a few that actually do have an effect, have a practical effect. The bike lets you go faster, the frog lets you go faster in water, the cat allows you to move things out of the way, the knife lets you end them, and the snow and the umbrella, that's the only time I can recall where you actually needed one of the other effects to get to another one, namely the poo hair. Because you needed to put the fire out that way. And I don't feel comfortable saying they should have had more that you needed to use effects on to make it to have some kind of like puzzly effect in that way. I would have enjoyed it for sure, but there's something so unique about the game not feeling like a game in the sense that it's not like, I unlocked this thing, it allows me access to these areas of the map kind of deal. You're not supposed to view them like that, really. I think the fact that you use these ones to put out the fire is supposed to feel very incidental to the whole experience. You're not supposed to take any of these as tools to beat the game, really, in your mind. Or that's not how I interpreted it, at least. It's all about the exploration of identity and the anxiety that accompanies that stage of life, I would say. Well, and stages of life beyond, but especially at this point. Because this is, I don't know how old she's supposed to be, but... So at its core, the main sort of loop of it is exploring new areas, searching the areas thoroughly, coming up with your own ways to search and know where you've been. It's almost like a practice in orienteering, really. But then also interacting with the weird ways this world doesn't make sense, where you walk in through one door and then back out and it takes you somewhere else, or you walk along here farther and it makes something else open, and then you go back kind of thing. Which is so enthralling because, in a way, since the rules of reality are bent, it feels like the game is more receptive to your harebrained schemes, which I think I mentioned a while back, which is just absurdly cool. And it's difficult for most games, period, to do that, I would say, because you very quickly in a game become familiarized with the idea of the rules of what do and do not fly. But because you never really get that comfort in this game, you always feel the compulsion to try new ways of exploring it and new ways of finding a path through things. And moving beyond the gameplay so the visuals are, I adore the visual style of this game. It is low-res pixel art, it is gorgeous. The lighting is incredible on all of the areas and characters. The times they choose to go from something like looking at Madotsuki's model now, the way that her hair looks normal with the way it's lit, and she's animated sort of normally, but whereas other creatures will sort of they'll resemble a drawing in the sense, like a kid's drawing, in the sense that they'll all be sort of one tone. They'll have parts of them that don't make sense. They'll blink different colors. They'll sort of warp in and out of reality or bobble around. And in that sense, it captures an excellent essence of a dream, in which the way the world looks isn't and shouldn't be consistent. In terms of visuals, I have virtually no complaints. It's a gorgeous looking game, and all the areas are like, whether it's sort of highly compressed photographs, like photorealistic textures, or it's been drawn, just magnificent. In terms of audio, I think the sound effects work well, and like I was saying before, there's something very entrancing about a lot of the themes that play when you go to a new area, but they also manage to convey some serious senses of like dread in some areas, like the theme with the Death Circus, where there's the one death ostrich chasing you, and it's got like a chase theme kicking up, or even just like the slow sort of synthy hymns that accompany a lot of your journeying. It feels just the precise opposite of like orchestrated. And I mean that in a good way, because much like the rest of the game, it fits this thing of not leading you to any particular conclusion precisely, or not insisting that you have any particular conclusion. The music doesn't try to orchestrate every moment of the drama, even though you might experience some dramatic moments traveling around and being chased by weird monsters. But in that way, it's congruent with the rest of the messages too, because as a game about identity and not being able to, well, again, by my perception, not being able to put you into a box of just someone with long hair, or just someone who rides bikes, or just someone who's into cats, or witch stuff, or whatever. By not telling you how to feel precisely with the music, but just giving you a vibe, it once again asks for your input as much as possible. So look at your Ludo, not narrative, but Ludo artistic resonance there, I guess. So I've talked about gameplay, visuals, and sound. I suppose that's sort of the main facets of it, but like, I don't even... It's just an incredible game. I think it was probably the inspiration for like a hell of a lot of what the indie horror scene nowadays, or even just the indie surrealist scene. And the fact that it was made by a mostly anonymous person or group of people of a designation that is decidedly indie, I think that's cool. I like that. That's incredible that what is mined a free passion project, basically, that is just so weird and so something that a company could never really produce because it doesn't tick the right boxes for them to. And that it would then go on to shape so many things beyond it is just incredible. I can't be, 100% sure that this game was. I don't have the research that this game was massively influential in the indie horror game development scene, but I get the sense it was. It seems so early and so exemplary, like textbook, that I imagine a lot of games after it have taken from it. And it's just honestly so gosh heckin' cool. It's just such a cool game all around. And in a weird sort of almost Studio Ghibli-ish way, it makes you feel in times that you're like, I don't understand why I'm having emotions over this. I think it's because it's kind of cutesy that it sort of endears and humanizes all of the entities within it anyway, even though that none of them, they don't all necessarily make sense within our rules of biology, our rules of physics of light, and especially not our rules of like etiquette and social interaction. All of them are weird monsters that do strange things, but you don't ever get the feeling that like you're meant to be judging them, I guess. You're not meant to be seeing them as the good guys or the bad guys. They're just things that can coexist with you, and that's sort of okay. Like even the death hostages that chase you around and seem to be kind of scary, and they catch you and put you in an inescapable realm. Hostility is not exactly the vibe of it. Maybe hostility, but not conscious aggression, I suppose. And so in that sense, there's a sort of meditative aspect to it as well, because it kind of asks, again, all of this is my interpretation because so much of this game is about interpretation. I feel from it a tremendous, like, wish that you just kind of let things be, well, that you permit things the respect of letting them be. Not in the sense of leaving them alone exactly, but just, permitting existence. So in a way, there's like a weird hyper-tolerance message, which is put bluntly good, I guess. But closing thoughts, I'm just so glad I finally played it, because it is just such a classic thing. Oh my god, this game is 18 years old. And I still don't know if it was ever actually finished. I'll have to do a bunch of research after this, but I was so lethally afraid of it. Finding out research, because you know how it is. Everyone will be like, if I looked it up, so I would find so many things saying like, so is the ending of the game where she hops off the balcony meant to represent? And I'd be like, god, and I wouldn't have had that brain exploding moment a moment ago. But now that I've through it, I'm gonna have to go researching it and like seeing is there any information on it. So was it actually ever planned to go beyond this version 0.1 alpha, or is this the intended product and that's just like a spooky side element of it being like unfinished or whatever? As part of the whole vibes. Kikiyama! Knocked out of the park. Bravo! Bravissimo! So perhaps sometime down the line, we'll be playing Yume Nikki Dream Diary on the channel. I've got to look up this webcomic as well, because I didn't even know there was such a thing. Neither Yume Nikki Dream Diary nor the webcomic are done by the same person, I'm given to understand. Person or group of people, whoever Kikiyama is. But I'd love to play a Dream Diary on the channel sometime down the line. I've heard it's not, as well loved because it's sort of derivative, but and not maybe the same people, but I bet it'd be interesting anyway. And as for that, I suppose this playthrough, in fact, is finished. Poor kid though, I feel so bad. Went through all that stuff and then had to throw herself over a railing, or seemingly had to. I really hope those theories are right and you're gonna wake up after all this, because I want to give you a hug, and I think it would be weird to do it while you were sleeping. So with Yume Nikki complete, then our playthrough order now goes Verdant Wind Assassins, Dual Destinies, Verdant Wind Assassins, SpongeBob Movie Game. So do be on the lookout for those. With our next video being Dual Destinies that's going up on the channel. That said, we're desperately close to the end of SpongeBob Movie Game as well, so in not too long we'll also be starting Hitman Codename 47. Is that what it's called? Codename 40? Hitman Codename 47. Which means that I have got to go set up a poll. I'm quite excited to start our Verdant Wind Assassins run. I've been away from Three Houses for too long, and this Assassins thing has been something I've always wanted to do. But I suppose that's all. Hopefully I didn't forget to mention anything incredibly important that I wanted to about this game, because it's such a monumentally game. Like, it's important, it feels like. Till next time, mwah. See you, Madotsuki. Take it easy, pal. And until next time, I will see you. Take it easy, pal, also, I guess. Mwah, one for you, too. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Hopefully I'll see you around. Peace. Bye. See ya. Until we meet again. No kidding? So you guys were rivals or something? So, did she used to be a prosecutor or something? Because you don't exactly battle the judge. No, nothing of the sort. She was an esteemed colleague at the academy and in court. You see, both Professor Court and I graduated from this academy at the top.